The family of a Kern County man is suing the Kern County Sheriff's Office, claiming that just like in the George Floyd case, deputies used excessive force that resulted in his death. And as in the Floyd case, the confrontation was caught on video. At least two witnesses say a deputy had his knee on the man's neck while being restrained on the ground. Jose Gaspar from our sister station Telemundo Valle Central saw the video and is here now with the story. Jose?
Tammany Nicholas Lovett died during this altercation with two Kern County Sheriff's deputies. The 29-year-old had a history of mental health issues and drug abuse. On that night, he initially complied with orders to get on the ground, but then things apparently took a turn for the worse, and minutes later, Lovett was dead. December 13th, 2017, two sheriff's deputies respond to a call of a man, Nick Lovett, hallucinating, on drugs, yelling, attempting to break into a home and threatening people in Boron. A neighbor's camera captured the scene that night. The video was color enhanced to distinguish Lovett and the two deputies. The figure in green lying prone on the ground is Lovett. The figure in blue is Deputy Nicholas Evans, and the figure in red is Deputy Todd Newell. According to sheriff's reports, Lovett resisted being handcuffed, and both deputies had to use force to handcuff and restrain him. This is what Sergeant David Hubbard told us in an interview 2 days after the incident.
Use extremely minimal amount of force just to try to overcome the resistance. They were engaged with the subject for an extended period of time, and after they were able to get him into handcuffs, he began to have some medical issues.
Their actions in this case led to Nick Lovett's death, plain and simple.
Michael Carrillo is the attorney representing Rhonda Haygood, Lovett's mother. Carrillo claims Lovett was not resisting and could not breathe because both deputies placed pressure on his back, head, and neck area.
One deputy was on the upper back, the other deputy was down holding his leg.
The video shows both deputies restraining Lovett, who is prone on the ground face down and continues to kick his legs. A neighbor comes over and helps deputies restrain his legs. According to the sheriff's report, Deputy Evans said that Lovett was yelling, "Don't kill me, don't kill me." And Evans responded they were trying to help him. Deputy Newell used pepper spray, but Lovett continued to struggle. Newell gave a statement to investigators saying he placed his body weight on Lovett for 2 to 5 seconds, never laid on him, and briefly used his knee to secure Lovett to handcuff him. Yet, the video shows Newell in red on top of Lovett for much longer than 2 to 5 seconds. And a witness told us this in a December 15th, 2017 interview.
One had his knee on his neck and his other knee on his back. And the other one was on his back too. There was no way he could breathe, and they were on him for a long time.
Linda K. Wood is a friend of the Lovett family. She admits Lovett had drug issues, and she told investigators that prior to the incident with deputies, Lovett had tried to break into her house looking for his mother. A simulation of the incident from the plaintiff's attorney claims that hundreds of pounds of force was placed on Lovett's back, compressing his abdomen and his chest. The lack of oxygen from the collapse of the lungs eventually causes Lovett to lose consciousness.
This lawsuit is sadly just like the George Floyd case, in which the officers applied force on the back of Mr. Lovett for over several minutes, which led to his asphyxia, led to his death.
An autopsy report found Lovett tested positive for methamphetamine at a level high enough that can cause hallucinations, aggressive behavior, circulatory collapse, and convulsions. The autopsy revealed Lovett's death an accident, and the cause of death was methamphetamine intoxication. But an independent report by Dr. Ronald O'Halloran, former chief medical examiner of Ventura County, hired by Lovett's family, comes to a different conclusion. He ruled Lovett's death as a homicide. According to O'Halloran, the cumulative evidence indicates that asphyxia by chest compression was the primary and probable cause of death. The decedent, while under the influence of methamphetamine, died from asphyxia during a struggle while being restrained prone by deputy sheriffs and the civilian. An investigation by then Kern County District Attorney Lisa Green ruled that deputies were justified in their use of force and declined to file any charges. We asked the Sheriff's Department for a comment on this lawsuit, but it referred us to County Counsel's office, which also declined to make any statement. The lawsuit by Lovett's family was filed in federal district court and is expected to go to trial in February.